Viewer discretion is advised.
Vance not only hit Maleah with a blunt object, he is also accused of restricting her airway with what they're calling just an unknown object at this point.
So after Darian Vance hit Maleah in the head, he became so enraged that he just went on ahead and choked her to death, put some in her mouth, made sure that she just died. A lot of people feel as if Brittany Bowens murdered her daughter. I just really feel that Brittany Bowens is just a big, dumb, stupid-ass woman. And she was negligent. And she knew that Darian Vance had these violent tendencies and that he probably would do something like that to her child. But for some reason or another, she decided to leave her daughter in his care. I mean, we can go for many reasons why she would have done that. But in spite of all that, she did it. She left Maleah in this fool's care. And from what I can gather, after he received that text or phone call from Brittany Bowens, he became highly enraged. And how dare you accuse me of all this and leave me to babysit your damn daughter while you go out of town talking about your dad's funeral? And the little children act like children act and think like children think, did something to trigger this fool off. And he hit the little girl upside the head, and the girl probably started crying. He just went to put some in her mouth to shut her ass up and killed Maleah Davis. That's what I really feel what happened. And I feel as if that he had some type of help of disposing the body. I just don't feel as if that he could did all that himself, all the driving. And I just don't feel as if he had the balls to do all that himself. And it's kind of strange how his brother just jumped up and left town all of a sudden like. I think that Craig Davis maybe could get Brittany on some type of civil suit, but what the hell would he get? I mean, I don't really see her as a person with a lot of wealth, so I just don't see what he can get if he just try to get her some time. So more than likely, Brittany Bowens gets off, and Darian Vance is the one that's going to be doing all the time. When they first showed the picture of Darian Vance, you know, you can just look at the guy and see guilt on his face. You can just look and see it. He know he fucked up real bad. He know it. And I really feel as if that he's remorseful about what he did. He let his anger get the best of him. And that's the problem with our young people today, is they let their anger get the best of them. They don't know how to handle stressful situations. And they handle it emotionally. But nevertheless, you did what you did. And you got to suffer for doing what you did. Now, I know how everybody is about Brittany Bowens, and I'm upset about that myself because I don't believe in that. That I don't care what you and the other parent is going through. If you have to go out of town or something, you try to seek the other parent first. Unless it's just, for real, just a no good bum ass parent. But you just don't leave your child in the care of the other guy or other woman. You just don't. This is a perfect example of why you shouldn't. People talking about Craig Davis abused Maleah Davis. I don't believe that. And I'm quite sure that she could have found somebody else other than Darren Vince to watch the child, so she was negligent. I don't think, now she's big and dumb, but that's the difference between being big, dumb, and stupid. I don't think she's that stupid. I just think she's dumb as hell and did some stupid ass shit, probably out of spite. You know, she probably knew that she should have called Craig Davis to watch Maleah, but no, she gonna let Darren do it, and then turn around and talk to Darren stupid, knowing that this man is gonna go off. But mighty funny, she did that while she was away from Darren Vince. She didn't send him that stupid text or say what she had to say to him face to face. Because I think Darren Vince would probably whoop that ass.
I have no doubt he'll be charged with some form of murder and probably capital murder.
Now, new information listed in a grand jury court document that Vance restricted Maleah's airway the day she died, in addition to other physical abuse. So why haven't the charges been upgraded? Should they be?
The government's building its case step by step, piece by piece.
KHOU legal analyst Gerald Tree says the DA may be taking their time for a reason.
But as soon as they indict for capital murder, then suddenly the time frames change. They've got to put that man to trial. And his defense lawyer starts acting like a defense lawyer.
So for now, while evidence is still being collected, the DA is not up against the clock. But once a murder charge is filed, a defendant has the right to a speedy trial, and the clock starts ticking.
I'm wondering, does he really want a speedy trial? You know, Darren Vince's bond is only $90,000, which means he can get out with $9,000. I mean, don't nobody want to put $9,000 up for the boy to get him out? Might not be safe for Darren Vince to get out. It's probably good for him to stay exactly where he is, where he won't get hurt on these streets, because we all know what would happen if someone ever saw this guy out on the streets. I guess they are going to let everything out bit by bit, because I am wondering what type of DNA evidence was found on the body of Maleah Davis. If they're saying that a lawnmower ran over the body, and yet and still that you knew that Maleah Davis had something stuffed down her throat before she passed, you know, there's some other things they know that they're not just letting out. They're just letting stuff trickle out little by little. But I just kind of know that this guy's goose is cooked. And I'm kind of hating to feel like as if that Brittany Barnes, which I mean, it's true now. It may be just a feeling that I'm having. They still can come after Brittany Barnes after they gather up all the evidence. They're just trickling some out little by little. But believe you me, Brittany Barnes and Joe's Jr., I think it's Joe Jr., is his brother. Those two better, hey man, if they're involved, it's just a matter of time before you're going to look outside one morning and see your house surrounded by a bunch of unmarked cars. So when that happens, you know what the deal is. Come out with your hands up. it is just so sad that we are now living in a time when children just aren't safe anymore. Little girls coming up missing. You have these childish people that are in relationships that they are not ready for. They are not ready to take on a family. And because of the stress that comes with having a family, they want to kill everybody in the family. And then they want to kill themselves too, when they just should have killed themselves first. You know, there's been too many cases going on here lately with some guy or some woman hurting a child, killing a child, putting him in a dumpster on the side of the road. And when you think about it, who is to blame? Who is to blame for all this? Who allowed their child's life to become suddenly in danger? I see it happen a lot of times that we want certain people to do certain things that just is not in them. We want somebody to be loving that is pure evil. We don't want to say it, but their ass is evil. And we're hoping that one day that they will become some type of loving person. And I've seen it time and time again that a person would know that, well, they'll come to the realization that that person is not their friend on their deathbed. And I just don't understand why people have to get to that point in their life where they realize that certain people are just not for them, even if they are family members or significant others. You saw the warning signs that these people were crazy, but you played it off, thinking that you can love them into submission, or you can be too so submissive that it was going to somehow make them love you. That it don't work like that. The person has to have that in them. It's an old saying: either you got it or you don't. You can't make these people have it. They don't have it. I wish they would have given something much more of an update involving this case of Maleah Davis, but it is what it is. And what they're giving us is what they're giving us, which is kibbles and bits. With this new information of some type of object being placed in the throat of Maleah Davis, now Darren Vince can get off of this. It was an accident talk. That doesn't sound like an accident to me, or to you, or to the courts, and neither will it sound like that to the jury. Now the biggest question is to actually why did he do it? Was it because he became angry at Brittany? Was it because he was just already angry at just for being angry? Was it because Maleah jumped into his lap? And why would he get angry about a child that he's supposed to be watching? Who's he supposed to be the stepfather to, sitting on his lap? Although I don't believe in that either. But I wouldn't get so upset to the fact whereas I'm gonna slang the girl across the room, hit her in the head, and put something down her throat and kill her. So what was the real reason for this man going off like he did? And in spite of these new revelations, Do you still feel as if Brittany Barnes killed Maleah and Darian covered it up? Do you believe that Brittany Barnes hit her child upside the head and put something down her throat to keep her from being heard screaming? I really believe that when Brittany Barnes said those words, whatever those words were, to Darian Vince, she knew that there was a possibility that this man would hurt her child. And this damn fool took that chance. And now, here we are today, wondering who is going to be charged with the murder of Maleah Davis. Were there others involved? What was the motive? There are many questions. And it is sad to say also that we probably won't know all the answers. Some of these answers, the people involved are going to take to the grave with them. They will never tell. If your children are telling you that someone is bothering them in any way, you listen and you take action.